How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another edition of The Opinion. And we are coming off of Big 12 Media Days. A lot of things that went on in Big 12 Media Days, a lot of different storylines, but the biggest storyline is this is Oklahoma and Texas's last year in the Big 12. And so in this video, I want to focus on what Deputy Commissioner Tim Weiser had to say about Oklahoma and Texas, this being their last year and then making the transition from the Big 12 to the SEC, in particular, what he said about Texas, because man, those are fighting words. I mean, if he can come out and what I'm about to tell you, if he can come out and say this on a public platform and say it the way that he did in a kind of a more unprofessional manner, what are Big 12 officials saying behind closed doors as it relates to Oklahoma and Texas? So everything I'm about to say, or I may not have it word for word quoted exactly correctly, but it's pretty much on the money. There's gonna be a link to the video down below. So just click down in the description and you'll be able to see exactly what Tim Weiser had to say about Oklahoma and Texas, in particular Texas. So what Deputy Commissioner in the Big 12 said about Texas leaving the Big 12, he said that if you look at Texas's finances, they really don't need the money. He feels as if Texas is moving to the SEC because they would rather affiliate themselves with teams such as Alabama and Florida, and they would rather lose to those teams as opposed to losing to Kansas State and Iowa State. Now, he did have some things to say about Oklahoma, but he more so, the only dig he took at Oklahoma, he basically just said Oklahoma was more so a bride in the situation, but he more so chalked Oklahoma's situation up to a business move, which everything he said in terms of the business side, that makes sense as well. So from an Oklahoma standpoint, I don't really feel like he really took too much of a dig on Oklahoma, but with Texas, he's basically telling you guys that, hey, you would rather lose to Alabama and Florida because maybe that just doesn't look as bad on your resume as opposed to losing to Kansas State and Iowa State. So in other words, in my opinion, he's saying that Texas is scared. Now, to a degree, here's the thing. I don't know if Texas is scared, but to a degree, he has a point because in the last 10 years, Texas just hadn't done a whole lot in the Big 12. I mean, Texas has lost to teams like Iowa State multiple times. They've lost to teams like Kansas multiple times. Now, Kansas State, they have happened to actually beat Kansas State, but you kind of get the gist of where he's going as well. So when he makes a comment like that, the question I have for Texas fans and the Texas football team, what are you guys going to do about it? What are you going to do about it in your last season? Because this guy just straight clowned and cooked you guys, put you in a frying pan, roasted you, cooked you, and then basically served it back to you and said, now eat this as well. So what are you going to do about it this season? Because those words can be motivating. And Texas has a lot of hype coming into the season. So is Texas going to be same old, or is Texas actually going to make this guy eat his words? Is Texas going to make this guy or I guess what I'm saying is Texas going to make this guy and the commissioner, Yormark, are they going to make both of them hand you guys the trophy at the end of the season? Because in my opinion, he's basically saying that you're scared. You're scared of the other Big 12 teams, and that is why you're running to the SEC. Now, as crazy as that sounds, that's what he's saying. But like I said, from the Oklahoma standpoint, I don't really think that he could really go there with Oklahoma because Oklahoma is coming off of winning, 6 Big 12 championships in a row, 14 Big 12 championships in all. So he can't go there as it relates to the Oklahoma Sooners. But as it relates to Texas, especially in the last 10 years, he can go there. And ever since he's been, deputy commissioner, Texas really hasn't done a whole lot. So on one hand, like I said, it was unprofessional, but on the other hand, he might have a point. So Texas fans, I want to hear from you. What did you think about Tim Weiser's comments as it relates to Texas? What do you think about the Big 12? Because like I said, this is a Big 12 deputy commissioner. So you can only imagine what him and the commissioner, Yormark, and the people under them are saying about teams like Oklahoma and Texas as it relates to leaving the Big 12. So I want to hear from the Texas fans. What did you think about this guy's comments, and what is Texas going to do about it this season? Because you have an opportunity to shut this guy up. You have an opportunity to leave the conference waving your middle fingers and basically just saying a big F you to the Big 12 as you get ready for the SEC and SEC play here in 2024 as well. So like I said, check the video down below to hear his comments, because I'm not putting words in his mouth, but to hear his comments about Texas and why he thinks Texas is leaving the Big 12. Oh man. But other than that, guys, you got to subscribe. We got to get this channel up. Subscribe. We got SEC Media Days coming up, so I'm going to be talking about that this week. Subscribe. And other than that, as I always say, I'm out.